I do. It is so comfy in here.
Good.
I mean, it's so hot in here right now, but it's so, like, I do love this studio. Hey, what's up? We're back. This is the Sauce Lords. We're in a hot day in New York City. This is Spencer Cavins. You guys some people know him. It's June 25th, so there's a lot going on, some bad news. I'm sure you saw James Corden has been canceled from Carpool Karaoke.
I saw. Is that what everybody's so mad about?
Yeah,
I heard that. I don't know when we're going to release this, but I know that women are. It's a Saturday. Women are supposed to go on strike on Monday. I didn't realize. So it's because James Corden is stepping down.
No, he got canceled. Like, I don't know why he thought for Carpool Karaoke that like Kendrick Lamar songs were going to be a good idea. But everybody's really upset because he was like a national treasure.
He pimped the butterfly.
Yeah, absolutely.
He pimped the Corden.
Obviously.
What verse did he sing?
It was from Be Humble. You know, he went hard.
I don't think I know that one.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going down that James Corden road.
That sucks. So that makes sense. That makes sense why I know, social media has been ablaze. I didn't realize that it was about James Corden being canceled.
Yeah, that's why everybody was writing. I don't know if you saw
saying the word humble.
Everything. Well, yeah, no, humility is like not in right now. It's Pride weekend, so you can see how that was
right.
taken.
You want to be proud. You want to be loud.
Yeah, sit down, be humble was not the right song to sing during Pride weekend.
Who's gonna make us laugh?
You know what? I think it's going to be. Stephen Colbert.
Stephen
Colbert is actually the new. I heard he's the new host of Kill Tony.
He's gonna
because we don't like the word kill anymore. It's gonna
be Stephen. Absolutely, Gina Hyena.
It makes Stephen giggle.
You know what bothered me is Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert was a character that he did for the Colbert Report, and it was so great. And then when he became just his normal lame self, I wish that he had changed it to Stephen Colbert because that is his last name.
I think it's just now he's just a puppet pushing whatever. The agenda.
What's the agenda?
You know the agenda.
I don't know what the
They're
agenda
turning
is.
the freaking frogs gay.
But dude, it makes me mad, and I don't know what it is.
It's just it's just always like how they had they were dancing to the vaccine and stuff like that.
No, I
it's just all that.
I understand
guess
the agenda.
You're staying with me when all this went down, and last night it was like obviously I'm not happy about it. I just woke up enraged. We won't get too much into it. I'm sure I'll do something.
Can we just clarify real quick what you're upset about is of course. So this is it's June 25th.
Yeah.
So yesterday, sex was made illegal.
Yes.
The constitutional right to have sex.
Yes.
Was overturned.
Yeah.
Supreme Court decision.
Me.
And you did everything you could. Every morning you drink coffee out of a Ruth Bader Ginsburg mug.
Yes, that's me.
And still sex is illegal.
It's crazy. I'm going to find some ways around it.
Yeah.
I always do.
Where there's a will, there's a way, A squirrel always finds its nut.
I always do. I do like the fact that you pointed out that I'm wearing lipstick, which is really funny. I'm trying to look awake right now because we've been doing the most.
Yeah. That's how we can tell you're tired.
Yeah.
Your lips.
Yeah, I literally just put on lipstick and I was like, this will make me look lively.
Yeah.
Not the fact that I'm dressed like Billie Eilish from 5 years ago. Or like Bart
Can they see all of you? Yeah, sure they can.
Like just big old long shorts. I look like when my brother would go on like a beach trip.
Yeah.
To like Myrtle Beach.
You know what you look like? You look like every girl who's just trying to get railed at a music festival. Her first one.
I do.
Yeah.
I look like I'm trying to catch something.
Yeah, but you can't now because sex is illegal.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
So. What are we going to do about that?
They decriminalize sex.
Yeah. It's a bummer. I don't want to touch too much on it because I am going to be doing a podcast with Alex Stranger, and he's very, very right wing. So I think we're going to talk about that then. Yeah. We'll leave it to the sillies for now.
Yeah, leave it to the
some goofs.
So, real quick, you're wearing adult lipstick. Yeah. But this just reminded me of something. When you were a little kid, did you ever buy? I remember my sister always wanting to like play with my mom's makeup. Yeah. But for whatever reason, you're like not allowed to have adult makeup.
Well, because think of kids in adult makeup, you're just like asking for it.
You're saying John Benet Ramsey was asking for it?
I mean, I think her parents kind of set her up.
Yeah, I knew them.
No,
That's a story for. I'll tell you that.
Why is that a story for a different day?
No. But what I wanted to ask you is, did you ever get like the weird little kid makeup kit?
Hell yeah!
Like it was always like a treasure box.
Yes.
And then you would just look like a prostitute.
Absolutely, because you go right for the blue.
Yeah.
For the blue on the eyes, and like I remember, you just look fucking insane. Like you just look like a little insane prostitute. It's so you look like one of the cuties.
Yeah, you look like a cutie, which
it's so bad.
Dude, they should have named that movie Sexy.
But I also more recently I had a situation like that because I'm a really lightweight, like I don't drink a lot, and I had a wedding coming up. And so I wanted to get a blowout. And I went to one of those places where they're like, oh, free mimosas. And I said, sure. And I got one. And like, for some reason, something with mimosas, because I don't have a lot of sugar, like the bubbles makes it go straight to your bloodstream. But like the sugar, it's all the alcohol's right there. I was fucked up after having half a mimosa at like 10 in the morning. And so we're in New York and you can walk into anywhere. So in my head, I was like, I'm going to go to Sephora and look pretty, which like I must have looked like Bigfoot going in there because I was like sparkles and I just like put it across my face. I was like knocking shit over and stuff, but I looked.
How old were you in this scenario?
Last year.
Yeah, abs look nice. Yeah.
Hey, look at this stinky dude. I like that people might have seen that and thought it was great, but the way it smelled was just fucking.
That's so gross. It's a hot, dirty city and town that we're in. So you look like Bigfoot and okay, let me ask you, do you believe in monsters?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I think there must be something that's like Bigfoot. I think there's got to be some big old thing wandering around.
Well, yeah, they are orangutans.
Yeah, I mean, but
Bears.
out in like Pennsylvania or wherever the fuck they keep seeing it, I would think maybe there's just like some creature that like we just haven't like put in like a phylogeny, or what is it? Yeah, phylogeny. Is that what it's called?
Are you thinking of phrenology?
No.
That's what James Corden got canceled
taxonomy?
for. James Corden got canceled for practicing phrenology. Is that what it's called?
Phrenology is the looking at the bumps on your head and like deducing like you're going to be a murderer.
Yeah. James Corden got in trouble for having Michael B. Jordan on his show and asking to measure his skull.
Calling him a murderer. It's like, no, dude, you can't call anybody from Black Panther a murderer. It was really fucked up. Like, he felt his head, and then he blamed him for the Black Panther actor dying.
Wow. So he thinks that he actually killed him in real life.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. So James Corden.
It was a nightmare of a carpool karaoke.
And this all just happened on Friday?
Yeah, that's why we're rioting. That's why I'm not going to work on Monday.
Oh my God. I thought it's because they made sex illegal. But
phrenology? I think we should bring phrenology back.
Well, James Corden tried. That's amazing to me because I was just, I don't catch every James Corden episode, but I was just looking at, Tom Cruise took him out in a plane and they seemed like they were having such a good time and nothing weird happened. He seemed fine.
Tom Cruise took him out on a plane?
Yeah. Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts. He flies F-18. Shout out Tom Cruise. But James Corden.
Tom Cruise, I'll hit you back tomorrow.
James Corden didn't seem strange or off in the slightest around Tom Cruise. But I guess the next guest was Michael B. Jordan, I suppose. And he asked to measure his nose and skull. Yeah,
after singing Be Humble on Pride weekend.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a real nightmare. Tear gas for everybody over this one, You got to take it. Just dump milk on your face.
Be humble. Be more open-minded.
Yeah.
James Corden. We don't do that
We don't do that here, James Corden. Isn't he like English or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Gotta build that wall.
That's why women are...
Keep the James Corden out.
Yeah, that's why women are going on strike, huh?
It's a nightmare, dude. It's a whole nightmare. But I like making things up. I think it's very fun because everyone.
We didn't make that up. No, that happened.
Let me riff with you here for a second because this is way too long of talking about
I can't.
this. And I want to lead into something else.
To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
What I figured we would do is take about the first minute, cut out a good chunk, and then move that up. So this will actually be at the beginning. Is 100% what we're going to do.
So, new podcast, everybody. So, no, I like making stuff up because it is fun when you watch certain people believe it. So, when I first started working in pharma, we had it was like a lot of young, pretty people, you know, not a lot with like senses of humor, and some that were just very, very not like smart.
Yeah.
And I remember we all went to dinner in Indianapolis, and there was this girl, very pretty, very nice.
Yeah.
But she was so like, she would just fall for anything. And we were at...
Wait, you're telling me the young female pharma rep was it from Indianapolis, was a little gullible girl?
Believe it or not.
Wow. I don't, but go on.
So we go to this really nice restaurant, and they're wearing like the tall chef hats.
Yeah.
And she was like, how did that get started? And I was like, you've never seen Ratatouille? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, Ratatouille is based on a true story. I was like, you didn't know that? Like, I was like, that's why they wear the tall hats. Cause like you need to be able to hide the rat. Like they were so like inspired by this French chef. That's why they believe like French chefs are the best cooks, that we took it over to America. That when you go to the Culinary Institute, like it's like an honor to be a chef and wear that tall hat. And she was like, oh my God. And she was so bought in that literally
she had no follow-up questions with you about like, wait, how did the rat know how to cook
none.
ziti? She didn't ask anything like that?
No, she legit was like, oh my God. She's like, I can't believe I've watched that with my daughters. And I'll have to tell them. And I was like, and the person sitting next to her was like, stop, Gina, stop. And I was like, I can't believe you didn't know this. Like, I'm just going on with
And this woman's job is to go to medical professionals, doctors around the country and give them the pills that they prescribe your children.
Yes.
That was her job.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Is making sure that the right SSRIs are being pumped into your 8-year-old.
God. We also, that's what we were selling. We were selling a drug for like osteoporosis at the time. But I will say there's a lot of characters, like as much as there's like cliches of salespeople, like you would see it and you would see how they kind of got hired for where they're working. And one of the worst ones I ever had, because I've worked for so many different companies, there's this team of just like ragtag, like you're like, is this a fucking Adam Sandler movie? This is like insane.
It's like the Bad News Bears pharmaceutical team.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are just selling like the generic Xanax.
Yeah. They're selling like gout.
They don't even know. Yeah. Do you eat a lot of deli meats? Well, not you, but your clients. You understand what I'm saying?
So,
because I got just the pill. No, it won't get rid of the gout, but it'll make that big toe.
He just fucks up and he's got like mini bags of M&Ms.
He goes, wait, no. Ah, shit. Orange Tic Tac.
Oh, now what do my kids have in their lunch bags?
The kids at the baseball game are supposed to be sunflower seeds, just in there munching gout medicine.
So we
wait, you guys all have roller bags, and these pharmaceutical sales reps just have like an old trunk. Like a chimney sweep. Like somebody in like 1810 England, and he's like,
come on, sir, won't you let me have a conversation with you?
Yeah. The gout medicine's just in an old-timey syringe. Yeah, shoot this
in
under
a glass
the toenail.
bottle.
It's got to be under the toenail, you understand?
It's so gross.
What is gout?
It's I think it's like an inflammatory, I should know. It's like an inflammatory response to something. I don't remember.
But it's always in the feet.
Yeah.
Do they call it gout?
Sometimes it can be in the neck, too.
They call it gout because it hurts so bad you look at your foot and you go, gout! Get out of here.
I always picture, because I remember seeing the marketing for it, and it would just always be that big old foot.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, because they like to use, like, metaphors and stuff like that. Like, they just have, like, an elephant foot on, like, the front of the... thing, and you're like, okay, I see.
But you can't even get rid of it, right? You just kind of like reduce.
You treat it. You just you just treat it. You don't get rid of it.
Dude, what a bummer. I'm probably gonna get it. I'm like nearing. No, I'm not nearing. I'm in that like stage of my life now where you just start getting stuff that you're like, oh, this is me.
Fun new stuff.
Yeah, fun new stuff.
I remember being younger and thinking like my parents were like, you're being so dramatic. And then you're like, oh, no, you just get tired over nothing now.
Yeah.
And like just fun new little things like how I have my skin is just falling off my body.
Yeah. It's the loose skin, the sad loose skin podcast. Your skin's falling off your body. My hairline is receding. It looks fine now, but I also feel like I have to do to my hair. It almost feels like the beginning of American Hustle.
Yeah.
You remember where Christian Bale is just doing that? He's like using all sorts of glues and like moving his hair around. Like everybody makes
Shoe
fun
polish in there.
Yeah. Everyone's making fun of Donald Trump. I was like, I think he looks good. I think the hair looks nice.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Or are you being insensitive?
Yeah. But like, well, so here's what's fucked up. There's nothing you can really do to like stop well, there's things you can do to prevent your hair from falling out, but I think eventually it catches up with you. So the thing that I take that like Hims for Men stuff, and one of the fucked up side effects.
Hims for Men.
Yeah. Shout out Hims for Men.
Have you not settled down yet?
Yeah. Hims for Men. Here's what's fucked up. All their line of products is like they give you this hair medicine, and the number one like negative symptom from the hair medicine that I take is that you can lose your erection forever.
And it's like, which one do you want? It's one of those old like genie stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's tricky.
A monkey's paw.
Yeah, it's like a Stephen King novel.
You want hair? Or do you want pussy? What do you want? You want hair? Or do you want a pussy with no hair? What do you want? Bald on top or bald on bottom? You choose.
Right? You get a full head of hair, and then like your family gets in a horrible car accident the next day.
Yeah, that's
like,
what. Listen, if that was the only symptom, I'd take it much more liberally. But no, I love my family, but pussy and hair. But so their next best-selling product, though, this is what's fucked up about them, is ED pills.
Yeah.
So they sell you the hair stuff.
Karma, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you and your gang of cronies just pushing pills.
Oh, come on.
And no, that's ASMR. People like that.
No, this ain't a brocast.
No, it's not. It's an ASMR podcast.
What do you think this is, Impulsive?
Watch. No, people like this. Watch. Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy.
I hate you so much
Scratchy,
right now.
scratchy, scratchy.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm doing that with my hair. I sweat all the time.
Yeah.
It's hot in here, but like it could be cooler. I'd still be sweating. I sweat all the time. I clean my ear. I've never cleaned my ears and then looked at the Q-tip in years and been like, oh, that could have waited.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like an emergency. I'm like, oh, if I hadn't done this right now.
Starts speaking to you.
Yeah. You know what it looks like? It looks like I'm about to load up like a fucking, what are those dab pen thing?
Ew,
whatever. What are they call them? Dabs?
Dab pens. I know, we're so old.
The worst.
We're like, I'm losing my hair and I got so much. What are those kids doing?
Dabs, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always like I was going to be deaf tomorrow if I hadn't cleaned my ears today.
Gross.
I did it the last minute.
I do. You know what? I love to see it. I love to see it when a guy hits 30 and he's not married yet and he just starts losing his hair. Because I see it all the time on dating sites where you see these guys with like a real nice face. You call it hat fishing. The guy puts a hat on and you're like, damn. And like the first two pictures, you're like, what a good looking guy. And you see the third one, you're like, there it is. You're like, weird ass head. And then you're like, well, buddy.
Yeah.
I bet you were a real rabble-rouser in your 20s. I bet you were.
There's something about when you get a microphone in front of your face that you like to use old, like Lucille Ball terms or some shit. You do. You're like, he's a real rabble-rouser.
Oh, you're just out on the streets.
He's hot around the pants. like
a real Heathcliff over here.
Yeah. You have a husband who has gout. Some just
I just picture my husband's just covered in coal.
Yeah.
Where does he even work?
Wearing a hat that just like they don't make anymore.
Yeah, you're like, where does the haberdashery?
Yeah.
My husband's
there you go.
Coming from the haberdashery. No,
I think you've also said haberdashery on the pod.
Yeah, I do love those old timey words, like calling somebody a loon. Like,
yeah,
it's so fun.
A loon's fun. Wait, no. You have some good ones. What do you always say? Like, she's a few meatballs short of a sub.
Yeah, she's all 6s and 7s. Yeah.
All 6s and 7s is a great one.
Yeah, I do love those old timey terms. But notice I absolutely love to see it. A guy going through it when he's 30 and he's not married yet. Like it's something. It's just something. It's something for the girls.
Yeah,
you know,
why do you like that?
It's just nice to see because I'm like, oh, because I bet you fucked over so many girls in your 20s. And now you're like, it literally is like a Stephen King thing. You're like, oh no, my youth. Yeah. Like you're like, oh, I won't be able to get all these like girls. You'll look like the bald guy.
Yes, but I will say this though. This is how we age gradually, and we do worse than men. We do, but we age like a loaf of bread. You
some of you. You got them genes that you ain't gonna have hair.
No.
Some of
yeah,
you.
but well, dude, I'll figure it out. I'll.
Yes, beautiful Cuban men.
No.
Better. And you're like, I do love this. That men are like, yeah, but like George Clooney, and I'm like, do you think you?
I know. Everyone's like, dude, look at look at George Clooney. It's like, oh, look at he was literally the sexiest man alive, like on I think multiple times. My point is, you guys age like pears, though. Like once it starts going down for you, it's
bad.
You're all mushy and
bumpy. There's so many things. Like right now, I was telling you before, I was like, which skin do I want to tighten up first?
yeah.
And I can't wait. Like I think I am gonna do I am 100% at some point before I'm 40 gonna get a facelift. And I'm like, I want to tighten. Like, I want to tighten the skin under my arms. I want to tighten all of it. But then I'm like, it would be fun to do like a photo shoot as like a thick corpse bride because she's got all the scars on her.
Do you keep the scars when they tighten up your skin?
Oh, so this is what I'm.
Would you like to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, that's what. Okay, I will get into the scars about the surgeries that I want.
Yeah.
But I will say, because I got Park Avenue titties, and mostly so I could tell other bitches they're not as good as me. Because I got those, I have 0 scars. I went to a guy that all he does is titties for rich women and their kids' faces, which sounds like an insane thing, but it's because he's such a good surgeon, he leaves no scars. So if you're like a rich kid whose last name is like Vanderbilt or some shit, if you like hit your face on the table when you're like a kid, it'll look like nothing ever happened. He's so good at making sure there's no scars. But because of that, I do love, like, if a bitch is acting up, like, I always tell guys, I'm like, tell her to lift up her titties. Because, like, there's always, like, those Joker scars under them, because they usually go under here in cheap titties, and it looks like a gross smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's their mustache.
Yeah, I'm like, don't
I thought you were going to say,
I thought
what you were going to say
titties.
is that when a girl's acting up to you, you just go.
Yeah, check these out.
Just the one. You don't need both. You just wink at her.
You see these? See these Park Avenue titties, bitch? These cost more than your
fucking
rent.
pull it out and then just squirt her with milk. like one of those flowers that a clown uses.
God,
it squirts you in the face and you run away.
I tell myself because I'm keto, I'd probably have sweet cream milk. It'd probably be thick. It would probably be... I tell myself it'd be a sweet cream. It'd be like a ricotta. Like it would be like a cannoli.
I think it would be that. I think it would be like chunky because there's so much fat in your diet. All these girls, it'd be oily because you're like
Curds.
Have MCT oiled titties. It just comes. It doesn't even squirt. It just kind of like oozes out, like drips down the side. Did I ask somebody what his wife's? I asked somebody what his wife's breast milk tasted like.
Cool conversation, bro. It was just a guy in the subway. It was so awkward when you did that.
I was on stage and his wife was right there. She didn't love it, but he said it tasted gamey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember.
Elk titties she had.
I do like that description. Elk titties.
Joe Rogan has to drink.
Elk titty?
Oh, just breast milk in general.
He might be one of those.
I feel like he's had it. He's had a glass or two.
I feel like, would you try it if you knocked your girl up? Would you try it? I feel like you'd want to.
Yeah, I mean, I can't now because sex is illegal. But yeah, I mean, if I had a chance to.
No, God, you know what? I think about I'm not gonna get too into it, but how like in Russia they're like no Facebook, no TikTok, and like no porn, and I'm like, actually our society would probably be so great if we did that. We'd probably be getting so much more done.
Yo, what if China has it right where they're just like, we don't want you to be anxious.
Yeah, they're like, we care about your mental health.
Yeah. All you do is scroll. Somebody's right there, a human being in front of you.
Yeah, we want you to connect. We want you to connect. It's actually like a really nice thing. It's just American propaganda that we're like, can you believe they can't have the internet?
Oh, they'd have access to nothing. Yeah. They can't go on Reddit and hate each other. Yeah. Doesn't that suck?
Right? I'm like,
isn't that a bummer?
It actually sounds really nice.
Yeah.
Or like porn being illegal. I think that would be good for everybody, to be honest.
Yeah.
It would actually, I think we'd get a lot more done and people would have a lot less mental health issues.
You're probably right. It's just everything's so simplified, right?
Yeah.
Like in North Korea.
Everything's like fast.
Yeah,
Get it now, supersize me. Like,
yeah, right. We
very,
get everything immediately,
like,
and
you is really gluttonous. It's just gross.
yeah,
We'd probably be like sharing ideas and like inventing stuff. They're like, all the best technology comes out of China. Isn't that crazy? And I'm like, well, yeah, because they're
no, they're stealing ideas. They can put all of their attention and focus
on stealing
into infringing on American copyrights.
I also, what if that's propaganda? Like, what if that's just propaganda? They're like, they're taking our jobs. And you're like, what?
Dude, China keeps taking our tech and releasing it first.
Yeah,
for a better price.
It's like a comic that like sees a great
joke,
and they're like, they're always stealing my idea.
Can you believe Burr took that? I can't believe Bill Burr was at the Little Woodrow's Slaughterhouse open mic at 5 p.m. on a Monday and saw me do that bit last week.
Your bit.
And now it's on TV.
About farting on your girl?
Yeah, I can't believe it'd be funny if Bill Burr did have a good farting. Yeah. So I farted on her. Ladies, we fart. We're men. So what?
Can you believe this, Brad?
Yeah. I'm excited for comedians to start like losing their minds. Okay. And still doing comedy. Like, it just as they age, it's like I just want to see a comedian who like doesn't know that it's time to hang it up.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Rogan's great, but just wait for him in 30 years when he's just so old. So old.
Seeing that.
I agree.
I have a feeling that he's gonna take so much like MCT oil that we're like, he's just gonna be like a brain. Like, he's gonna be like one of like, we're gonna wheel out like a head.
Right.
He's just gonna think of things. And then
because he's been drinking your weird MCT oil titty milk.
Hey, if that's what I got to do to keep him alive, I owe that man.
Joe Rogan's got really lubricated bones, I bet. You know, he's got wet bones.
That's like a measure of health in like Asian medicine.
How wet your bones are?
Yeah, like,
dude, they stole that from us.
Yeah. I can't believe they're always doing that.
God, babe. In North Korea, they don't have a word for like me
joy
or my.
Oh.
I learned that on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he interviewed that baddie. But
that bad.
So everything's we.
Oh.
The word is we. But isn't that kind of nice?
Yeah.
Like, you don't say I like ice cream. You'd say like we love ice cream.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that pussy's mine. You'd be like, that pussy's ours.
I do also love that like Americans are like, I love French fries. And French people are like, you don't love French fries. You're supposed to love your family. We're like, no, it's the same thing. I love French fries. They're like, no, we have different, like, they have a much more romantic language. So they're like that, like they're learning English and they're like, there's no way that means that.
What's the French word for love? Amour?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is that Italian?
And Italian's amore, yeah. So I don't know.
But it's probably something similar in France.
I think they have many different like romantic words.
Yeah.
Like such a romantic city.
Well, our language is so, we don't have those, there's always like those like beautiful phrases, those like romantic beautiful phrases that you have, and I don't know French, but like you always hear like je ne sais quoi is like a really good one. It's like that certain something. We have to use 3 words to say that one word. Yeah. You know, like love, we love, like, again, like you can love pussy and you can love your family. You can love French fries. I mean, I love freedom fries more than French fries personally, but you know.
You're good like that.
We don't have anything like that.
Yeah, it's very strange. I do love that I dated a French guy for a very short period of time and he could only speak like 30% English, which was like exactly what I needed.
It's a good amount.
I was just getting out of like a real bad relationship. And are you feeling jealous? Do you need like more attention? Because I'm talking about a romantic Frenchman. But he would say things that like he still couldn't help himself when he was trying to say an American phrase or like describe something. And I remember he didn't know the word for moth. So he called it a night butterfly.
That's so great.
And I was like, that's so beautiful. Like, I was like, how did you make a moth into like a beautiful word? Goddamn Frenchman.
I really like moths. I think moths are just, you know what? A moth is just like a broke butterfly. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a poor butterfly.
It's an alt butterfly.
Yeah. You know what a moth is? A moth is like that girl in a romance movie where like when she takes off her glasses, she's super fuckable.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that we always go for that same thing. I was actually thinking that earlier today because I was watching the music video for Little Mix's Black Magic.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole the whole premise is like the girls who are obviously very beautiful girls in this girl band are all nerds. So like the way the music video starts, it's like they're getting made fun of, but they're all wearing the thick rim glasses and like a cardigan. Like, because that's the like schlubby thing to wear.
It's always, cardigan is
cardigan.
frumpy.
Yeah.
So frumpy.
Frumpy.
It's never ugly. She can't be ugly. But they always put like, they put lines of dialogue in those movies where it's just like, oh my God, like 1985 called. Or they like try to bring her down. They have to say it because I'm still watching and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's like, that's Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, you late for your shift at the
she's
library.
in Mean Girls, right?
Yeah.
It's Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And then She's All That. That girl was really cute too.
Amanda Bynes.
No, She's All That was like some girl that I don't think does acting anymore. She just wore like overalls and thick glasses. And then like.
I'm thinking of She's the Man.
But so it's funny because in that music video, the thing is that they learn black magic to like get this man to like them.
Yeah.
And so they're all in the library and they get this book and then they're sitting around in a circle and like they each get like one's doing this and she can like make things levitate. And then of course they show up to school and they're all in like hot outfits.
Yeah.
And they look at the mean girl who's like with her boyfriend and they start doing this to her and she just starts farting. So they're just
is it making her fart?
Yeah.
Dude, is that what somebody's doing to me?
Someone's got a voodoo doll of you with a squeaker in it.
Oh,
Someone's got a
sucks.
voodoo doll of you with a whoopee cushion.
Who's mad at me?
I do love the idea though of practicing black magic and like you don't do anything extremely sinister. You just make the girl fart in front of her boyfriend.
Yes.
And the guy just starts going like.
Yeah. It's still enough to like ruin somebody's life.
Yeah. Big farts in front of a guy you just started dating.
That might be what somebody's doing to us in life. Like somebody's just like, make her skin just slightly looser.
I swear I really thought that somebody had a voodoo doll of me over the past few months because I was like, I started getting migraines. I was just having all this fucking bullshit happen. I was like, I literally aged so much in the past 2 years from being so stressed.
Yeah.
From like everything with COVID and all that stuff and moving back here and like comedy not being open here and being open in Austin that it was like, I was like, oh, my face like aged probably 4 years within a year.
I love that that you moved to New York City to do comedy during a pandemic.
Oh, I did.
And you're like,
choice.
Somebody must have a voodoo doll of me. I feel anxious. I feel anxious. I'm living in a city where there's chicken bones on the ground all the time. Nobody talks about that. I can't believe
bad things are happening to me here.
Yeah, nobody talks about how many chicken bones there are in this city. Yeah,
it's because of the voodoo. It's called the voodoo that people are doing.
Yeah, that's true. That's like that's a voodoo practitioner's confetti.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But there is a lot of chicken bones because it sucks because I have a dog, and she tries to grab everything.
Yeah.
And if chicken bones are like the one thing that can like burst open her guts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got shrapnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad for dogs.
What kind of bullets are those called that do like the?
Hollow points. Hollow points like mushroom out and then like rip arounds.
We should call Delta Foxtrot.
Dude, your cool ex-boyfriend who went by Delta Foxtrot.
Hey, it was never official. So
what was the actual D? Because that's the military alphabet, right? So it's Delta.
Yeah, so his name was Dave.
DNF. Was it like Dave Feinstein?
Yeah, it was Dave. Something. I'm not gonna like dox him.
Oh, sure,
last
right,
name, but
right.
like, it was just like David something or other.
Yeah,
it was just like it was just an F name.
And he went by Delta Foxtrot. I met him one time.
Yeah, and he had a go bag. In my apartment.
Well, not only did he have a go bag, he had like we were just out.
Yeah, we went to Buford's.
Yeah, we were just out at like a lively bar in Austin. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
That was my birthday.
Yeah.
And we're out with a bunch of people. And the guy that you're seeing comes out, who we know as Delta Foxtrot.
Yeah.
And he shows up with a tactical bag.
Yeah.
That's camouflage.
Hey, you never know.
Urban camo.
Yeah.
So he was ready for urban warfare. So he was dressed for the occasion. We were in the city.
Could use a guy like that right now.
But it's just like it's 1 a.m. You don't need like flashbang grenades.
No,
like,
it was a lot.
You don't need a canteen with you right now. We're at a bar.
He had it all.
He had He had like a rope and a grappling hook. I don't even know what did he keep in there?
I remember it was so wild because the first time he stayed over, we were going to brunch with two of my friends, Nicole and Josh, and they came up to my apartment because he was like really hungover. So I was like, come upstairs before we go. And there's just 2 guns in my apartment. There's one on the kitchen island and there's one right next to my bed. Because I remember the first time he stayed over, I was like, oh, that's new. Good to know I brought a guy home that just felt comfortable putting a gun on my nightstand. I was like, yeah, because, you might need it on the first date.
Sure. On your 7th story apartment.
In a luxury building.
In a luxury building in Austin, Texas. Yeah, with your pit bull.
Yeah, I was like, huh. And I remember at one point he was having issues getting his benefits from the military.
Yeah.
And that's sketchy. Because I was like, oh, were you in the military?
Oh, because he couldn't get his benefits?
He was saying he wasn't getting his benefits for whatever reason. And it was kind of like they didn't believe like the medical thing. And he was like, and I was like, well, isn't your thing you have like a brain injury? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, just show them your Instagram. I was like, then they'll believe you. Like,
just tell them you go by Delta Foxtrot.
Yeah, they'll start cutting checks, dude.
They just look at how he signs the paperwork. They're like, right this way. Didn't he fly to Afghanistan when shit was popping off?
No, that was a real guy. That was a...
That was a real soldier?
Yeah, that was a... No, that was the other guy that, God... Oh, his name was Jericho. Which I was like...
That's a cool name. If it's real, probably not.
I didn't believe it because I was, Delta Foxtrot.
Yeah.
And I remember I met up with him because it was our first date, and this was a guy in New York. And because Gina got a type. So,
yeah.
Gina likes them broken. So
Gina likes...
Gina likes them violent and broken.
You would love the characters I create in Call of Duty.
Oh,
you'd want to. If sex was still legal, you would want to fuck.
Oh, I can't wait for the metaverse. I'll just fuck a Call of Duty character.
Yeah, you won't need to do all this with the tactical bag and the boots. Yeah,
I don't.
Why
the
boots?
It's so heavy. Why the
Why,
boots?
like you don't gotta lace up for drinking tequila.
Buford's
on 6th Street.
Yeah, you don't gotta do all that. No, the other guy I remember. His name was Jericho. And when I first met up with him, I go, really, Jericho? I go, like, Jericho always is the way I said it. And he was like, yes, my name is Jericho. He was like born in the South. And I was like, also, he was like such a badass that he was like a ranger, like special forces or some shit. That I was like, oh, because he said he was traveling that weekend. And I was like, oh, where are you traveling from? Like, whatever. Because he was like, oh, I had a long weekend. And it was, where did we pull out from? Was that Afghanistan or
Afghanistan? Yeah.
And he was one of the people that like
airport.
He put together a rescue mission, like got all of the shit together, and went over there and got people out. Like, and I was like, oh, so you booked me as the closer for that weekend? I was like, I'm supposed to be, because it was literally like the worst. I was like, you would be a perfect person to date, but also you couldn't have waited 48 hours. Like,
so he had just gotten back from Afghanistan and immediately went on a date with you.
The following day.
Which is, I don't even want to see anyone after just a normal day of travel.
Yeah, and like, how am I supposed to, like, the questions I was asking, I was like, how was it? Like, I'm like, and I was like, I don't want to ask you anything, like, too crazy or anything like that. And then what he kept saying was, they keep raping them. And I was like, what?
Sorry, say that again.
They keep raping them.
Let's do this. When you date these tactical guys, what are the dates like? You like these tactical guys? I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be you, and you be the tactical guy. So you can tell me kind of how it goes.
When you show up, there is an empty drink here, like as if he's been there for 5 minutes and chugged a fucking drink. Okay,
but it's actually when you show up because I'm you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
when I show up, there's an empty drink.
I'm sitting at the bar already, and there's already an empty drink, and I'm on my second one.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're
because I'm surly.
So I show up. So I'm you. Mm-hmm. You're one of the tactical guys that you date who carry flashbangs in their camo backpack. Okay, so all right, so I'll be you. I'm walking in the bar.
I'm always doing that.
You must be Delta.
Hey, sit down.
Okay.
It's always like a very surly, like, like I'm staring forward. I'm never looking
Yeah.
at you.
Okay.
I'm always like very surly.
So you're staring forward, and I'll say it like this. Hey, so how was your day?
It's been a long day. I just got back from a trip. I just had a lot of travel.
Oh, that's so cool. Was it like work or personal, just fun?
You know, it was something I put together.
Nice. Like a bachelor party or like a surf trip?
I went out. I went to the Middle East.
Oh.
Are you drinking? Are you drinking? Do you want? I'm gonna order you what I'm drinking. Are you?
What are you having?
You know, I had a Aperol spritz because I looked at your Instagram. I don't really. I just like drinking, so I'll order you one.
Okay, that might make me a little more comfortable if I had a drink. Yeah, I'll have one.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. So the Middle East. That's so cool. I've never been. What were you doing there?
I don't know if you saw the news, but I was in Afghanistan.
Okay. Did you do something that put you on the news in Afghanistan?
I'm sure you saw it over there. I just, I got these people together, and then we had to get some people out. I wish I could have got more out of there.
Oh my God.
So you do comedy?
Yeah, I do comedy, but I'm sorry, were you helping the Taliban get out of Afghanistan? That's who's there, right?
No, I love America and I love this country, and
Oh my God, no. Me too. I love America.
There's just so much, going on right now that, it's just people just don't even know. People don't even know what they're doing to them over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
you ever seen anything like this?
Did you want another drink?
You ever seen it? Oh, I haven't even had my first one. I was just going to show you my breasts real quick.
I think...
They're very expensive.
Those are nice. Those are nicer than Afghani titties.
Yeah, I just figured since you were in Afghanistan, you probably hadn't seen a lot of breasts.
Yeah, there's pork titties over there. A lot of pork.
Pork titties. That's why they can't have pork, because they're like, no, we must keep their titties pristine.
There's a lot of pork titties. No, what was crazy? So he really did do that. He literally said all this wild stuff, and he's like, I just got back from Afghanistan. So you do comedy? Was literally like his pivot. And I was like, what? And then what he kept saying was he literally kept going, they're raping him. Like, you don't see it on the news, but the American soldiers left there just keep getting raped by the Afghani people. And I was like, oh. Like, I'm like, what do you say to that on a fucking date? Like, what do you say to, oh, cool, so you're seeing your, like, brothers get raped all the time?
Oh, so dudes getting raped. They're raping the dudes?
Yeah.
Oh, the soldiers. They're raping the soldiers.
Yes, that are left there.
In Afghanistan. Yeah, what qualifying questions?
Yeah, like...
You're like, not brutally, I hope.
Yeah, like...
Just kind of like run-of-the-mill rape?
Like, are they at least getting a blowjob first? Like,
like how did they get hard? Oh, I see. They're not...
Yeah, I was like, oh, which I'm like, also awful. How horrible is that? But like, I was like, cool, fun inside scoop there, Jericho.
Yeah, they keep raping.
Like, I'm like, what do I say to a man who's on his third Aperol spritz who just keeps saying, they're raping me?
And he only makes eye contact at the word rape. Just, they're raping them.
It was so wild.
They just keep raping.
And it was like the most, like, it was just like, okay. Like, it was just like, what do you fucking say to that? And then it was
brag out.
It was...
That's what I say.
It was, first off, it was a brunch date that he didn't need. I already ate. He didn't want to eat. He just wanted to drink at 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, because he's just been watching people get repeatedly.
Yeah, can you believe this guy wanted to have a drink?
I know, yeah. Oh, and this guy's always wanting to blow off some steam after work.
You know what he did before the date?
What?
Yes. Like, what would you do?
Okay, just got back from Afghanistan, watched a bunch of my brothers and sisters getting raped. About to go on a date. What I would probably do is cancel the date and book a therapy appointment, but he didn't do that. So I'm guessing instead he got a haircut.
He went to a farmer's market.
Did he get anything? Did he have it with him? It's just this guy's brooding with the most dramatic shit. He's just got a little pumpkin on the table.
He has all different squashes.
Yeah, he's like, so this one's called a summer squash. I've never seen one.
He's got a cornucopia.
Yeah, he's got a wicker basket. He goes, I don't know. I got this. It's stupid.
But
it's not going to bring my friends back.
He's got like cider donuts and the stupid little jellies.
What did he get? Is that what he got?
He just got like a bunch of different vegetables apparently, because I was like, all right, pivot to fruit. And it was just like, I was so uncomfortable that it's just like, and it was fall at the time. So it's like, he's talking about like, I'm like, oh, apples, you know, like I just start talking about like fall harvests. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about here. And then so I also said,
wait, no, hold on. I want to stay on this.
Oh no, we are, because I said, did you go to the farmer's market in Union Square? And he goes, what other one is there? I'm like, there's many.
In New York City, probably a lot. It's a Sunday.
I wish I was
like, a ton.
Well, fuck me. Like,
yeah.
That's what got you.
He's
what got you
so
going.
pissed at that question. I like the idea of like, he knows that there's other ones there, but like none of them compare to the Union Square. He's like,
yeah, like I'm talking about the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
Which other one would I go to, Gina? Yeah. That has apples this crisp. I don't want a mealy apple from the Flatbush Farmers Market.
Do you see this honey butter?
Yeah.
You think you get this honey butter anywhere?
Come on, this is So what kind of questions can you ask a man about fall fruits?
Oh, literally like, what's your favorite apple?
My favorite apple is any apple the Taliban isn't raping.
I would like to think I'm a good conversationalist.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm like,
though.
damn, you got me, dude.
That sucks.
You got me stuttering about apples.
That
over here.
sucks.
Yeah, it was so rough. Which I was like, bro, I hate the timing of this, because I was like, yo, you were a fucking badass. Like, but then the thing was too, it's like,
yeah, we should. I mean, obviously, it's amazing what this guy did. Yeah. His only error is just like, don't schedule a date.
Yeah, just
you
wait,
gotta,
like,
you
come
gotta
on, 24 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Like, get some screaming out, have like a hard workout, like punch a stranger, like
right.
do whatever you gotta do.
Wii Fit for a little bit, whatever you're.
Do some Wii bowling.
Yeah, Wii bowling. Come on.
He's just angrily playing Wii tennis.
Fuck you, Joe Biden.
Like, just freaking out, dude.
Yeah.
I do like that. I was like, bro, you didn't get any anger out. You decided to go to the fucking farmer's market.
Yeah, the most peaceful thing that you could possibly
like,
do.
I'm like, what?
And also, like, I like the idea that he was even that, like, pissed him off more, because he's like, I don't know what to get. Because it is kind of stressful being at a farmer's market.
Really
There's
is.
too much good stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to be
so
picky.
Many jams.
Yeah, and you also have to be selective about who you talk to, because you go into one person's booth and they're just like, they want you to try all their like jalapeno jams, and I'm just like, I don't want. I'm looking at these for later. I don't want to have like a popsicle stick dipped in apple and jalapeno jam right now.
You're like, come on, dude.
Just by itself.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, just make a sandwich. Make me a sandwich, and I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I don't want to just try your jam right now. Thank you, though.
They're always like crafty people, always with the jams. I feel like it's like a gateway drug into like just being.
That's how they get you. Yeah. Because it's such an easy. You know what it is? You like sit it and forget it. It's like the finger painting of
you
being
just stick sugar in
farmer marketer. What'd you major in? Farmer marketing. Dude, this is the thing. We're in a bear market. I just wish we were at a farmer's market right now.
Fuck a bull or a bear market.
God.
Give me a farmer's market, bro.
Damn it, dude.
God. Imagine me like, oh, so we're in a bear market? Like, is that in Vermont?
Yeah.
Like, is that?
Yeah, Gina, what other one is there? The Vermont bear market.
We got some Ben and Jerry's and some Cabot cheese at the bear market.
A bear market is just like a Canadian pelt bazaar.
It's the Burlington Goat Factory.
Yeah. That's like a
God.
like my Red Dead Redemption character shops at the bear market.
Yeah, absolutely. And pays in like rupees.
So you got? Are you? Was there a second date?
No, I kind of wish there was. I'm like, I wish you would have like. I bombed, but also you set me up for failure.
Did you bomb or that's? I blame the audience on that one.
I blame Afghanistan for bombing.
I think
I blame Biden.
I think we carpeted those guys.
Yeah, that was more homie. What's homeboy's name?
Actually, we didn't carpet them. We're actually very deliberate.
Drones.
Yeah, very surgical.
Yeah, looking for weddings.
Very surgical. Yeah, we're looking for weddings, recess, whatever, just wherever terrorists might
play.
Who's like? I know we killed so many innocent people, but it's like, who's giving these coordinates? Because it's just like, this guy looks like a terrorist.
He's walking up an aisle.
And Obama was just like, well, if he looks like a duck. And it just, it's like, well, what does that mean? It's like, dude, he had the whole bit. They all had sandals and weird dresses on.
He's like, what?
Well, if it sounds like a duck.
I also, so this is, sometimes I like making up things that are like conspiracies that, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have heard that, remember when you were younger playing a game with a joystick?
Yeah.
And how that's like not a thing anymore?
Yeah.
That it was like pre-programming for kids like of our generation to be able to do drone strikes in the future. Like it was like, that didn't like throw you off at all that you were like destroying things with just like this little fucking thing. Because like as a kid, you did it all the time. It's a fun theory.
Yeah, it is a fun theory. I think it's an easy job. Truly. Yeah. I mean, you're pretty much just pressing a button. I think Obama.
It's a pretty easy job. I mean, you're gonna sleep at night.
Yeah, it's an easy job. Well, because
button.
you're turning killing into a video game. Essentially, it's so easy to do.
Yeah, you've removed all of the humanity from it.
Yeah, I went boar hunting through like a thermal scope, and it didn't feel like I was killing anything.
Oh, that's crazy.
Blasting away at a white.
Boar hunting through a thermal scope.
Like, dude, honestly, hunting. I
went bear market.
Yeah, listen, in a bear market like this, I was like, well, if bears are down, then I gotta find something still
bear
on.
market like this, we gotta stick together.
Find something on four legs to kill. No, but yeah, I mean, it feels like a video game. You just like point and shoot at a white blob.
Does it make noise? Does it go?
No, it's far out. I mean, you're like 300 yards
you don't
out.
Even hear it?
You hear once you get close. So when I went boar hunting, it was like, man, we drove out like 6 hours, and it was at night. It was overnight. Mm-hmm. And by the way, this is on a work night. I had work the next day.
Oh.
I was out till 6 a.m.
This is in Texas?
This is in Texas. This is like a couple months ago. I went with Dean. It was so cold, and I was so tired. It also sucked. We were just driving around forever with these guides. Yeah. We finally see one, and so I'm shooting it from the car because we have no time, and we've been driving for like hours and not found one. So they're like, here, and like just set me up. My first time ever shooting an AR. This is how easy an AR-15 is. I'm like 300 yards out. Direct hit on the
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and then I pop it a few more times as it's running. The guy's like, keep shooting. Then we start driving through a field, and we're looking for this boar because a boar, when you hit them, they don't drop. They're tough.
That's what they're always saying.
Yeah, that boars just keep running. Well, they're like a menace in Texas. You're like, they want
yeah,
you to
I
kill
remember
them.
Like that.
So they take off. He takes off, and we're looking for him like through these like kind of like sand dunes, and then we get back in the truck and we're driving. There's people getting out and scoping it. Yeah, trying to find out where this boar is. And finally, they see it and we start trying to cut it off. And then it crosses in front of the road.
And it's still running?
Oh, yeah. This thing's, I mean, and I'm talking covering like a huge span of land.
Damn.
So we're driving all over trying to hunt this one boar who I've shot a couple times now from far out. So then he goes by and like literally all these hunters in the car. Everybody gets out and just starts popping it. Because we're just trying to drop it so we can get the kill. And then finally, we go out, and it's run out into the middle of this field and is laying there dying. And we get up close. It's doing nothing. The Woody would.
Can you imagine how creepy that would be?
I mean,
if it was like dark and ominous, and you're looking for this thing that you've just shot something for the first time.
Yeah, we hear like hyena laughs.
Or you just hear like a really goofy, like, because it's almost like a, Jeepers Creepers, like, and it's like when you know, like you hear the Jeepers Creepers song, something's gonna happen. That is just like almost like a doll, like you're walking up to it, it's like.
I mean, I'd be like, listen, I don't want it. I don't want this boar anyway. I
don't want the smoke.
I did the fun part. Yeah, I don't want this smoke. I don't want this heat. So, but we go up to the thing, and the guy goes like, all right, man, this is you, because he knows I had never killed anything before, or like a mammal, and he hands me the gun. And everyone's watching, and Dean hunts all the time, and he's smiling, and he kind of wants to see what I do. And I just grabbed it and just immediately just started icing it in the head. I didn't.
What?
I'm so tired. It was so cold.
You're like, I just want this to be over.
Yeah,
with.
exactly.
You had no like.
No, I went and placed it right up to its head and shot it, and then, everyone wanted to know what we did with the boar, and dumped it.
What?
Yeah,
oh well, they're
you don't eat them at that.
Yeah, they're
size.
pests. Right?
We threw it in the back of the truck, but it wasn't like this, sacred thing where I like took out its heart and ate it. Like I don't know where it was. It turned into dog food. So, anyway,
it turned into dog food. Jesus, I do love that. Like more and more, we find more hateable things about you. You're like, my first time ever killing an animal. You're like, I felt nothing. I was tired. I had to go make money the next morning.
I think I was just too sleepy.
Yeah.
Is really what it was. And also, the whole environment wasn't, I mean, dude, it ran across the road and everybody got out and started shooting at it. It wasn't this like
there were sales
connection.
to have.
Yeah, there was insurance needed to be sold the next morning. I wanted to get out of there. I was like, listen, the sooner I end this boar's life, the sooner I can get home. And
what? And you didn't lose sleep at all?
No, I went right to bed.
Did you go on a date the next day? After going to the farmer's market?
I think.
This is a perfect time.
They kept raping them. Like, she's like, what, the boar?
The apples. Yeah, the worst. Ooh, we need a new sign off. I'm going to let you do it this time.
Well, I like the idea of you doing it and then me just cutting you off.
Okay, cool. So this has been Sauce Lords. We haven't talked about sauce at all. We've just talked about what
Sauce
a psycho.
Lords out.